Let me start with a very honest question. Why do we see so many families struggling? So families are struggling today. We have good people, we have loving parents, we have well-meaning homes. Yet everything feels scattered, looks chaotic, looks unstable. Why do children grow up confused? Marriages are actually strained. Have you asked yourself this question lately? I'll tell you something many people don't really like to hear, right? Families don't fail because no parents are wicked. Families fail because the homes lack structure. And structure is not control. Structure is not punishment. Structure is not being too strict. Structure is the framework that holds a family together. If you're a parent who desire to raise godly children, godly children who strive spiritually, emotionally, mentally, morally, then this conversation is not an option. Hello everyone, I am Ako Ogoigbe and I am a faith-based strategy parents coach. I teach parenting from faith-based strategy perspective. I'm really passionate about helping families raise children who will not fail in life. Children who understand boundaries, they understand values, they understand identity, they understand purpose. Because the truth is, you cannot raise a structured child in an unstructured home. So today we are going to be answering one major question, which is why do families fail without structure? It's not just something that is theoretical, but understanding wisdom and strategy you can apply immediately in your home. So let's start here, because many parents misunderstand structure. Structure is simply an intentional order. Structure is an intentional order. It is clear values, clear rules, clear boundaries, clear routines. The Bible says in 1 Corinthians chapter 14 verse 40, it says, let all things be done decently and in order. God himself operates by structure. God had order. The family system had order. So even the priesthood had order. So when a home lacks structure, it is not just disorganized, it is operating outside the divine design. And anything that operates outside the divine design will eventually break down. So the question still goes back. And we're saying, why do families fail without structure? The first point is that without structure, there is no leadership. Every structured system has leadership, and every unstructured system has confusion. In many homes today, children are leading, they are leading emotions. Their circumstances are, leading decisions. Culture is leading value, but no one is intentionally leading the home. The Bible says in Proverbs chapter 29 verse 18, where there is no vision, the people perish. Vision is structure in picture form. Without it, everyone is just reacting. When parents don't define what the home stands for, what is acceptable, what is negotiable, children grow up guessing, and guessing creates insecurity. The second point is that without structure, children lack emotional safety. This is very, very important. Very important. Children don't feel safe just because their parents love them. Yeah, that's part of it. They feel safe because life is predictable. When rules change every day, discipline depends on mood. Parents contradict each other. Boundaries are unclear. The children become anxious. They become rebellion. You see children are withdrawn. They are confused. So structure tells the child, this wall makes sense. This home is stable. I know what to expect. Psalms 127 verse 1 says, except the Lord builds the house, the labor in vain that builds it. So God builds with pattern, not chaos. Number 3 point is, without structure, discipline becomes emotional. It's not intentional. So in an unstructured home, discipline happens, out of anger, correction happens, is out of embarrassment, silence is used, instead of guardians. So children are punished, but they are not trained. The Bible says, Proverbs 22 verse 6 says, train up a child in the way he should go. There's a way. So training requires consistency, repetition, clear, direction. You cannot train without structure. You only react. And reaction parenting produces unstable adults. Number 4, without structure, values are not transferred. Every home transfers value, whether intentionally or accidentally. And if structure is absent, children will receive value from social media. They'll receive values from friends, culture, trends, perhaps painful experiences. Deuteronomy chapter 6 verse 6 to 7 says, this commandment shall be upon your heart. You shall teach them diligently to your children. So teaching requires a system. You can't teach value randomly. No. Structured homes intentionally pass down. They pass down faith. They pass down respect, discipline, responsibility, identity. While unstructured homes, obviously, they outsource values. Number 5 points, without structure, parents become exhausted and burnt out. Let's talk about parents now. Many parents are tired, not because the parenting is really, really that hard, but because parenting is a bit disorganized. You've always, you're always explaining, repeating, shouting, negotiating, firefighting. And structure reduces stress. So when systems are in place, for your toddlers, bedtimes are easier, mornings are, discipline is clearer, decisions are faster. Even God rested on the 7th day after order was established. All right, someone will be asking, so structure is a spiritual responsibility, right? Yes. This is where faith comes in. Structure is not just a parenting choice. It's a spiritual assignment. God calls parents stewards, not owners. Psalms 11 verse 3 says, if the foundation be destroyed, right, what happens? What can the righteous do? You don't fix cracks at the roof. You return to the foundation. So structure is a foundation work. Before behavior issues, before teenager rebellion, before identity crisis, before moral collapse, it is easier to build strong children than to repair, broken adults. So what a family structure actually looks like, it can be somebody's question. A structured family, has shared values, has predictable routines, consistent discipline, clear communication, has spiritual covering, intentional parenting, not perfection per se, not the military style, just intentional order. So let me say this clearly and lovingly. If structure is missing in your home, it does not mean that you as a parent have failed. It only means that it's time to reset the foundation. This is why I created this series, Setting the Right Foundation. In the next video, we'll talk about how to build structure by age, structure for toddlers, your children, your teens, how to create spiritual routines for families, discipline system that actually works, how to realign a home that's already struggling. So if this message resonated with you, please like this video, subscribe, share it with other parents. And remember this, strong families are not accidental. They are built intentionally, prayerfully, and strategically. So I'll see you in my next video.
Family is a blessing we hold dear.